Baby, I've been making plans.
All right, guys, welcome back. Well, we just spoke about our dream wedding, right? And two things that contributes to a really, really good wedding. But we have with us right now, can I call her really a master at what she does? She has styled over 6,000 brides over 12 years in the industry. She is a master when I tell you, right? Her name is Sarah Stanford, bridal stylist and owner of Sarah E. Bridal and Bliss Bridal Boutique. And when you talk about know her stuff, she's the queen of it. Come on. Hi, honey.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's been a while.
I see you brought me some gifts,
Yes,
but you
girl.
know, I won't be trying any today. I saw over there, you know, you carry an able model.
As always,
Ashley?
but I am more than happy.
No, I love it. Seriously though, 6,000 brides. That's a lot of brides.
Yeah. I mean, when you talk about 13 years, and I always say to women when they, like, sometimes they'll see me out and they'll say, hi, Sarah, and I'm like, hi. And I may not remember. When you think about the amount of women I meet on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So if I have, on a Saturday, I have 14 appointments every Saturday. And then throughout the week, I have the same amount. When you look at every single bride that I've worked with, every single bride is not necessarily my bride, but I've worked with her, I have styled her, I've helped her through the process. Even if she didn't take the final step with me, I've helped her along the way, and
I
she's
love
found her
that.
dream
I
dress.
love that. I love that. So you have a bridal stylist boutique. Is that what it's called?
So I have Bliss Bridal Boutique, which has been around for 13 years, but I realized that I've been styling brides since 2012, and I just recently, within the last couple of years, I realized how many brides really need more than just, oh, here's your wedding dress.
Right.
They don't have any idea as to their bridesmaids' dresses. What's the color scheme? What's the style? You know, what style dress they should get, what kind of accessories they should get, what veil goes with what shoe, everything. And so when I find the dress for them, they're calling me and WhatsApping me and saying, Sarah, what about this? What about that?
Sarah, I have no clue. You said the veil goes with the what? The shoe? Honey, I'm coming in. I'm picking up a veil, and I'm saying,
everything
this is
coordinates
it.
Together.
You're okay.
Everything
wow.
works together to have one cohesive, beautiful, elegant look.
All right, so my producer is pitching to us that there is a consideration about the venue and the bride's outfit, right? The bridal dress.
Right.
There's a consideration as to what to wear and what not to wear. And I'm thinking to myself, if I come inside your boutique and I just see a dress, that's what I'm gonna wear. You as a stylist though would maybe advise me differently, right?
So what I'm gonna do when you come in is I'm gonna find out more so than what type of dress you want. I wanna know how you want to feel on your wedding day. That's what's most important to me. And then if you tell me you're getting married on the beach, on the sand, right, and you want to feel like a princess, I'm gonna have to find that balance between the beach and a big poofy, sparkly ball gown that would typically be princess vibes, right? So what I'm gonna do is maybe I'll give you a little bit of the sparkle, but with a little less fabric, a little bit easy for you to move in. You're not gonna be dragging a quart of sand around with you as you're walking around. So those are some of the considerations. But the most important consideration for me is how do you wanna look and feel on your wedding day? And everything for me falls in place that way.
Okay, so I wanna feel amazing, but I'm gonna get married in, let's say, a chapel.
Okay.
So what do you tell me then?
Well, the first thing I'm going to ask you is what areas of your body do you really like and you want to highlight, right? After I find out how you want to feel. And if you're going to get married in a chapel, again, I'm probably not, because the aisle is probably going to be very small. It's probably going to be a little bit more congested than a big cathedral or a big ballroom. So I'm probably not going to suggest a big poofy ball gown. We might go with something, if you still want a little bit of poof, we might go with something more A-line.
But Sarah, I need people behind me to hold my tray like they did in the movies and the books.
No.
You really?
No, not at all. Once that train is fluffed out properly, let it do what it does.
Really?
You're human. Your body's gonna bend, you're gonna move, and the dress.
So I don't need anybody behind me holding my dress and making sure I don't fall over?
No. Who you want to do? You want somebody else in the back of your picture holding your train?
That's well, you know, that's a very good point.
And
right
if it is a small chapel, then I'm not going to give you something with a 15-foot train.
Got it, okay.
Right? We have to, like I said, find the balance.
All right, cool. Garden though, because you know garden weddings are becoming very popular.
Garden weddings are the choice venue.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about the garden is you can kind of intertwine all the different styles.
Yes.
Right? So one style that's very popular is the mermaid style. So that's a fitted gown, usually with a little bit of a fuller skirt, and a bride can decide how full she wants to go with that skirt. And a garden usually is able to accommodate for that.
Well, let's talk about being able to move about though in those gowns where it's fitted here on the body, but as you get to the knees, it has a flare there, right?
Yeah. So a true mermaid is going to go all the way, like we say, down to the knees. The fact of the matter is the majority of wedding dresses don't go all the way down that far. For the simple reason of you're going to be walking, literally trying to walk like a mermaid. Right, so then what we have is more of what we call a fit and flare, or a trumpet, which is going to flare more from the widest part of the hip down to about the mid-thigh. That will give you room in your legs to move and still give you that hourglass. And then a lot of dresses now are coming with a little bit of a slit. A lot of girls are loving the slit.
We're seeing some right there, a little slit. I'm thinking the pastor himself going to be having a hard time to focus.
But this is a great beach wedding dress.
Really?
This is a great private wedding dress. This is one of my designs from Sarah E. Bridal, because I do design and manufacture wedding dresses now. And this is one of them, and I purposely wanted something with a slit to give a little bit of movement, a little bit of sexy, but still keep it elegant.
So we're at the beach now. You mentioned it earlier on about, things to consider, but you added a while ago the slit. What else am I to take into consideration if I'm on the beach?
Keep it light.
Keep it light.
Keep it as light as you can, maybe and as flowy as you can. You don't necessarily want something so tight, especially if you're going to be walking on sand. If you're on a deck overlooking the beach, no problem, go all out. But if you're walking on sand and you're going to be barefoot or sandals, you don't want anything that's too cumbersome and you're going to look.
But Sarah, what of that dress that Mariah Carey wore when she was getting married to Nick Cannon and it changed color? Did you remember that?
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, it was Mariah Carey and Nick, and they fluttered around in the water, and they had a great time. That's a completely different vibe.
Okay, so the fabric didn't actually change color, right? Did it?
Did it?
Yeah,
I remember
the reporting that the fabric changed color at the end, like it became pink or something like that.
It's possible.
Oh, okay, all right. So walking in the water is something that we can accommodate with the right dress.
If with the right dress, with the right fabric, as long as you've purchased the dress and not rented it, sure. Most definitely.
I love that. I want to ask you something further on about water and the dress coming together. So on the list it says private, and you were explaining to me earlier on that private is considered to be something smaller, maybe RGD, maybe in your backyard. Tell us about a dress then, because I'm thinking I still want to look fabulous, right?
Yeah. And again, fabulous is determined or defined by you, the bride, right?
Right.
So for an RGD, I have had first of all, the RGD weddings are getting more and more popular.
Oh, yeah.
I have brides coming in every day. And just because they're getting married at RGD doesn't necessarily mean that they just want to wear a dress off the rack, right? They still want to feel beautiful. They still want that princess vibe, because their wedding pictures and possibly videos is what's most paramount to them in that case.
Yeah.
And so I've had from a short little cocktail dress to a full-on out ball gown.
Yeah.
And again, my philosophy when it comes to the wedding dress, I don't want to dictate what you should or should not wear. I want you to feel your best, and I'm going to work with that.
I love that. I want to bring Ashley into the frame here because she's absolutely gorgeous. My God. Let's talk about this dress. Where would it land in terms of venue?
This I would definitely do on a beach.
Okay.
Could definitely do a beach. Definitely a garden, right? And depending on the church.
So depending on the church.
A church.
Maybe not a very conservative church.
Right. However, but what's nice about it is we can always accessorize it to make it a little bit more modest or appropriate for the venue, right? So if you don't mind, some of the things I would show you is with a dress like this, we can do some off-the-shoulder straps or over-the-shoulder straps. So this is a strapless dress. This is how it's made. But I have these straps, so we can do an off-the-shoulder. And what we would do is sew this into, relax your arms for me. Just relax them, thank you. Sew this into the dress.
Okay.
Right, and that just gives us a nice little
idea that there's a sleeve.
Gives the impression, the illusion of, right? A little bit of a sleeve.
There once was a sleeve.
There once was a sleeve. But it's also just a nice added style.
I love it. You see how much it changes the entire look of the dress though, my gosh.
It does. And then with a different sleeve, we can also maybe...
Oh wow, higher up the shoulder.
Right, do a over the shoulder. So for church,
love that.
This might be a little bit more appropriate.
Okay, nice.
So I'm gonna leave these cap sleeves on.
All right.
Oops.
Because accessorizing is a big thing. We have 18 seconds. Can we get a couple more seconds, please, for the veil and everything?
All right, so I'm gonna try, this is a double layer horsehair veil.
Horsehair veil.
I don't know why it's called that, Debbie.
It's not made.
And I just accept it.
It's not made of horsehair, guys.
This is a fingertip. Right, it adds a lot of dimension. And just gives a little, added dimension.
Oh, that
to the
is
gown.
gorgeous.
And it's
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Ash, I wouldn't take this off at all.
And then we can always, this is a very small one, but we can always add a beaded side comb just to add a little bit of sparkle.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
And then work with the jewelry and change things around as we need to.
All right, we've been given a couple more seconds. Can we change out this veil and add another one maybe to see the style difference? All right,
I'm now going to give her a single layer cathedral veil. Now, we are not wearing this in the chapel. We are wearing this in the church or in the garden. Right? And we're gonna go right here.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap with this one. Oh my God.
This here.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Here. Hold that there, Ashley. And then we're gonna flash out the train and we're gonna do what I always tell my brides to do. We're gonna spread it out like a bedspread.
Sarah, quickly tell us where we can find you as a wrap.
I am at 7 to 9 Arden Road. You can find me on Instagram and all socials at Sarah E. Bridal or Bliss Bridal Boutique.
Okay, awesome. Oh my God, that is gorgeous. Thank you so much, Sarah. That was Sarah Stanford, bridal stylist and owner of Sarah E. Bridal and Bliss Bridal Boutique. More to come on Weekend Smile right after the break. Lovely. Oh my God, look at this. That is gorgeous.
I love it.
Ash.